Well, welcome to our little coffee shop here at Faith Church. Going to be doing the sermon review a little bit differently this week and just try to look over the text here today and share a little bit of what we talked about this past week. This past week, we talked about Isaiah 42, the first 13 verses of that chapter. And it begins by the Lord proclaiming his servant in the midst of the court trial that's being presented so far. He says, "Look at my servant whom I strengthen. He is my chosen one who pleases me. I put my spirit upon him. He will bring justice to the nations. He will not shout or raise his voice in public. He will not crush the weakest reed or put out the flickering candle. He will bring justice to all who have been wronged. He will not falter or lose heart until justice prevails throughout the earth. Even distant land beyond the sea will wait for his instruction." And then it shifts to another psalm, another song, that's praising the Lord. When we look at these verses, what we find is a real focus on this delivering agent, this person that will come and save Israel from their time in trial, because, of course, Israel, time and time again, fails to be the people that God called them to be. And ultimately, God gets fed up with that and is wondering, what are we to do with this? And ultimately, Israel, in their falling away from the Lord, asks for a king. But even God says, you want a king because you no longer want me in charge. You see, as we focus in on this delivering agent, the temptation is to focus so much on that leader to believe that he is going to somehow be the delivering agent on which that we can place our trust. And really, that's the reason why the people have gotten into the problem in the first place, is they have looked to different idols, whether they be to different kings, whether they be to different gods, and they have failed to look to the Lord. And when we, in terms of our day-to-day existence, look to one person or one particular thing, anything other than Lord to save us, ultimately, again and again, we will be let down. The reality is for better or for worse, regardless of how we look upon leadership, we tend to find our entire meaning in a person rather than the Lord. You see, that's why it's important that Isaiah shifts from those first 4 verses in that particular song to the next verses. It says, "God the Lord created the heavens and stretched them out. He created the earth and everything in it. He gives breath to everyone, life to everyone who walks the earth. And it is he who says, I, the Lord, have called you to demonstrate my righteousness. I will take you by the hand and guard you, and I will give you to my people Israel as a symbol of my covenant with them. And you will be a light to guide the nations. You will open the eyes of the blind, and you will free the captives from prison, releasing those who sit in dark dungeons. I am the Lord, that is my name. I will not give my glory to anyone else, nor share my praise with carved either. Everything I prophesied had come true, and now I will prophesy again. I will tell the future before it happens." You see, the focus shifts to the Lord, and any leader is only going to be as successful as they rely on the Lord. And in the Lord's sovereignty, he is able to make bad kings somehow good, and good kings can, if they fall away from the Lord, can go bad equally as fast. You know, ultimately, when we focus so much on an individual, we lose sight of what God is doing. And even for Israel, they are given a king by name, that of King Cyrus, and ultimately are looking right in front of them to see what God is doing right now and not what he is doing in the far off future. The problem is even someone like King Cyrus can only last for a time. That while Isaiah is probably looking towards the intimate future. He is also looking far off. You see, we can shift these verses to not just talk about someone in the near future, but to focus them on who Jesus is. It says, look at my servant Jesus, whom I will strengthen. Jesus is my chosen one. I will put my spirit upon Jesus. Jesus will bring justice to the nations. Jesus will not shout or raise his voice in public. Jesus will not crush the weakest reed. Jesus will bring justice to all who have been wronged, and Jesus will not falter or lose heart until justice prevails in all the earth. This is Jesus who changes our lives. And when we have a true encounter with Jesus Christ, then we will sing a song of praise, which is how the Isaiah ends this section. He says, sing a new song to the Lord, sing the praises from the ends of the earth, sing all who sail the seas and all who live in different coastland. Join in the chorus, you desert town, let the villages of Kedar rejoice. Let the people of Selah sing for joy. Shout praises from the mountaintops. Let the whole world glorify the Lord. Let us sing his praise, and the Lord will march forth like a mighty hero. He will come out like a warrior full of fury. He will shout his battle cry and crush all his enemies. In this in-between but not yet, we look forward to what, not even just what Jesus will do, but also we encounter what he is doing in the here and now. I pray that you have a fantastic day. I hope you join us tomorrow in the sermon review group. But for now, God bless and have a fantastic day.